Have you ever found yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning, wide awake for no apparent reason, night after night, wondering what's wrong with you? You're exhausted during the day, but when 3 a.m. arrives, your eyes snap open as if someone set an invisible alarm. Your doctor might have told you this is just normal aging or offered you sleeping pills that leave you groggy the next day without actually solving the problem. But what if I told you that waking at 3 a.m. isn't random at all? What if your body is trying to tell you something specific? And once you understand the message, you can fix the problem completely. This pattern of waking consistently around the same time each night isn't mysterious. It's your body sending you clear signals about specific physiological issues that have nothing to do with bad luck or simply getting older. After working with thousands of patients struggling with this exact problem, patterns emerge that reveal the true causes, and more importantly, the solutions. Today we're going to explore 5 hidden reasons why you might be waking at 3 in the morning, and I'm going to give you practical, proven strategies to address each one. Before we begin, I want you to understand something crucial. Sleeping pills don't fix any of these underlying causes. They might knock you unconscious temporarily, but they don't address why your body is waking you up in the first place. It's like taking painkillers for a broken bone without ever setting the bone properly. The pain might decrease temporarily, but the real problem remains. What we're going to discuss today addresses the actual causes, which means the solutions can restore natural, refreshing sleep without medication. The first hidden cause is something that surprises most people because they assume it only affects diabetics. It's called nocturnal hypoglycemia, which means low blood sugar during the night. Now, you might be thinking you don't have diabetes, so this doesn't apply to you. But here's what research has revealed. Even people without diabetes can experience blood sugar drops during the night that are significant enough to trigger awakening. And this happens with predictable timing. Here's how it works. Let's say you eat dinner around 6 in the evening, and it's a relatively light meal, or one that's low in protein and fat. By the time you go to bed at 10, your body has processed most of that food. Your blood sugar is adequate when you fall asleep. But as the night progresses, your body continues using glucose for basic functions. Your brain alone uses about 20% of your body's glucose even while you sleep. Around 8 to 10 hours after that early or light dinner, somewhere between 2 and 4 in the morning, your blood sugar can drop low enough that your body perceives it as an emergency. When your blood sugar drops too low, your body releases stress hormones, primarily adrenaline and cortisol, to trigger the release of stored glucose from your liver. This is a survival mechanism that keeps you from slipping into dangerously low blood sugar while you sleep. But here's the problem. Those stress hormones don't just raise your blood sugar, they also wake you up. Suddenly you're wide awake at 3 a.m. And you might not feel particularly hungry. You might just feel alert and unable to fall back asleep. Your heart might be beating a bit faster than normal. You might feel slightly anxious without knowing why. Research examining this phenomenon in older adults found that 42% of people who woke consistently between 2 and 4 a.m. showed evidence of blood sugar fluctuations as the trigger. When these individuals made one simple change, their sleep improved dramatically. The change was eating a small snack about 30 minutes before bed. But not just any snack. It needed to be something with protein and healthy fat, but very low in sugar or refined carbohydrates. Think of a small handful of almonds with a piece of cheese, or a tablespoon of almond butter, or a few slices of turkey, or a small serving of Greek yogurt without added sugar. These foods digest slowly and provide a steady trickle of glucose into your bloodstream throughout the night, preventing that dangerous drop that triggers the stress hormone release. In the studies examining this intervention, 73% of people who added this bedtime snack reported significant improvement in their sleep within just a few days. They stopped waking at 3 a.m. because their blood sugar remained stable, so their bodies never needed to sound the alarm. The second hidden cause involves medication timing, specifically diuretics and certain supplements. Many older adults take diuretics, commonly called water pills, for blood pressure or heart conditions. These medications make your kidneys produce more urine, which helps reduce fluid retention and lower blood pressure. The problem is when you take them. If you take a diuretic in the afternoon or evening, it reaches peak effect in your system 6 to 8 hours later. That means maximum urine production happens in the middle of the night. Your bladder fills while you're sleeping, and eventually the pressure becomes uncomfortable enough to wake you. You might assume you just need to use the bathroom, and that waking to urinate is normal aging. But the research tells a different story. When doctors simply moved diuretic medications from afternoon or evening to first thing in the morning, patients' nighttime awakenings decreased by 65%. The medication still worked perfectly for blood pressure and fluid management, but now peak urine production happened during the day when you're already awake and can use the bathroom without disrupting your sleep. Certain supplements cause the same issue. Calcium and vitamin D supplements, which many older adults take for bone health, can increase urine production. If you take these in the evening, they can contribute to nighttime awakening. The solution is simple. Take diuretics first thing in the morning when you wake up. Take calcium and vitamin D supplements with breakfast or lunch, not with dinner or before bed. This timing adjustment alone has helped thousands of people eliminate nighttime bathroom trips that were disrupting their sleep. Of course, if you're currently taking any prescription medication, including diuretics, you should discuss timing changes with your doctor before making adjustments. But in most cases, morning dosing works better than evening dosing for medications that affect urine production, and your doctor will likely support this change once they understand the impact on your sleep. The third hidden cause relates to body temperature regulation. Your core body temperature naturally drops while you sleep. This temperature decrease is actually part of what triggers and maintains sleep. Your body temperature reaches its lowest point between 3 and 5 in the morning, right around the time many people wake up. For most people, this temperature drop poses no problem. But for some, especially if the bedroom is quite cold or if they're not wearing adequate sleepwear or using enough blankets, their body temperature drops low enough that it triggers a protective response. When your core temperature drops too low, a part of your brain called the hypothalamus detects this and releases cortisol to generate heat and raise your body temperature back to a safe level. Just like with low blood sugar, this cortisol release wakes you up. You might wake feeling cold, or you might not consciously feel cold but simply find yourself awake. The solution isn't complicated. Raise your bedroom temperature slightly. If you keep your bedroom at 65 degrees, try 68 degrees. Wear warmer pajamas or use an extra blanket. Some people find that wearing socks to bed helps tremendously because cold feet can trigger this temperature regulation awakening. Research looking at this cause found that about 18% of people with chronic 3 a.m. awakenings were experiencing temperature-related wake-ups. When they made their sleeping environment warmer, most reported complete resolution of the problem within a week. Your body could maintain its natural temperature drop without dropping so low that it triggered a stress response. The fourth hidden cause is disrupted cortisol rhythm from chronic stress. Under normal circumstances, cortisol levels should be very low during the night and gradually rise in the early morning hours, reaching their peak shortly after you wake up. This is called your circadian cortisol rhythm, and it's essential for healthy sleep. But chronic stress disrupts this rhythm. When you're under persistent psychological stress, worry, anxiety, or emotional burden, your body can start releasing abnormal pulses of cortisol in the middle of the night. These cortisol surges cause sudden wakefulness. You might wake with your mind racing, thinking about problems or worries. You might feel alert and agitated. Your heart might be pounding slightly. This isn't normal aging. It's a sign that your stress response system has become dysregulated. Studies of older adults with chronic middle-of-the-night awakenings found that 31% showed abnormal cortisol patterns consistent with chronic stress, even when they didn't describe themselves as particularly stressed. The solution here is more complex because it requires addressing the underlying stress. But research shows that even modest stress reduction practices can restore normal cortisol rhythms and eliminate these awakenings. Daily meditation or relaxation exercises, even just 10 minutes, can make a significant difference. Setting better boundaries around work or family obligations if you're overextended matters tremendously. Reducing consumption of news or social media, especially before bed, helps many people. Processing difficult emotions through conversation with friends, family, or a counselor, rather than suppressing them, is crucial. In studies where people with stress-disrupted sleep implemented consistent stress management practices, 79% reported significant improvement in sleep continuity within 4 to 6 weeks. Their bodies gradually restored normal cortisol rhythms, and the 3 a.m. awakenings stopped. This isn't about eliminating all stress from your life, which is impossible. It's about managing your response to stress and giving your nervous system regular opportunities to down-regulate and reset. The fifth hidden cause is one that many people would never suspect because they don't experience the classic symptoms. It's nighttime acid reflux, also called GERD, but in a silent form that doesn't cause obvious heartburn. When you lie flat after eating, especially if you've eaten dinner within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime, stomach acid can flow backward into your esophagus. This reflux irritates the nerves in your esophagus and throat, and this irritation can trigger awakening even if you don't consciously feel heartburn or acid taste. The timing of these awakenings is typically 3 to 5 hours after eating, which for most people who eat dinner around 6 or 7 places, the awakening right around 2 to 4 in the morning. You might wake up and not have any obvious digestive symptoms. You might just feel awake, perhaps with a slight feeling of discomfort in your chest or throat that you can't quite identify. Some people wake up needing to clear their throat or feeling like they need to swallow repeatedly. Research examining unexplained nighttime awakenings in older adults found that 27% had evidence of silent nocturnal reflux when tested. When these individuals made 3 specific changes, 84% experienced complete resolution of their awakenings. The changes were straightforward. First, stop eating at least 3 hours before bedtime, ideally finishing dinner by 7 in the evening if you go to bed at 10. Second, elevate the head of your bed by about 6 inches using blocks under the bed frame legs, not just extra pillows, which can actually worsen reflux by bending your body at the waist. Third, consider taking a low-dose acid reducer, specifically an H2 blocker like famotidine, about 30 minutes before bed. This is different from the stronger proton pump inhibitors and is generally very safe for most people, though you should discuss it with your doctor. These interventions work by preventing acid from flowing backward into your esophagus while you sleep. When the irritation stops, the awakenings stop. Many people are amazed that such a simple change can eliminate a problem that's been disrupting their sleep for months or years. Now, here's what I want you to understand. These 5 causes aren't mutually exclusive. You might have more than one of them operating simultaneously. But the good news is that the interventions don't conflict with each other. You can address all 5 at once if needed. You can have a small protein-fat snack before bed, take your diuretic in the morning, make your bedroom slightly warmer, practice stress reduction, and implement reflux prevention strategies all at the same time. Start by thinking about which of these causes seems most likely for you. Do you wake up feeling like your heart is racing or feeling anxious? That might be low blood sugar or stress-related cortisol. Do you wake up needing to urinate? That might be medication timing. Do you wake up feeling cold? That's likely temperature regulation. Do you wake up with throat irritation or needing to clear your throat? That might be reflux. Let your symptoms guide you toward the most likely cause, and start with interventions targeting that cause. Many people find that addressing just 1 or 2 of these factors completely eliminates their 3 a.m. awakening. Some need to address several factors, but the key is understanding that this problem has specific, identifiable causes and practical, effective solutions. You're not powerless against it, and you don't need to accept it as inevitable. I also want to mention that in upcoming discussions, we'll explore additional factors that can disrupt sleep in the middle of the night. There are three specific vitamin and mineral deficiencies that commonly affect older adults and directly impact sleep quality, causing awakenings and restless sleep. We'll look at exactly which nutrients are involved, how deficiency develops, and how to correct it. We'll also examine two commonly prescribed medications that frequently cause nighttime awakenings as a side effect. Medications your doctor might not have connected to your sleep problems, along with safer alternatives that don't disrupt sleep. But for now, focus on these 5 causes we've discussed today. Implement the interventions that seem most relevant to your situation. Give each change at least 5 to 7 days to take effect because your body needs time to adjust and respond. Track your sleep and notice what improves. Many people see dramatic results within the first week. Others need 2 to 3 weeks as multiple factors are addressed and the body restores more balanced rhythms. If you found this information helpful, please share it with others who struggle with nighttime awakenings. So many people suffer unnecessarily with this problem, accepting it as inevitable when it's actually quite fixable once you understand the underlying causes. Leave a comment below telling us which of these 5 causes you think might be affecting you and which intervention you're going to try first. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future videos on sleep, health, and aging well. And most importantly, take action on what you've learned today. Your sleep matters. Quality sleep isn't a luxury. It's essential for your physical health, mental clarity, emotional well-being, and quality of life. You deserve to sleep soundly through the night, and now you have the knowledge to make that happen.